Toastmaster Sumit, take off. Take off, Toastmaster Sumit.
Thank you, Jay. Let us begin with the construct that we are all a collection of stories. The stories that we tell, the stories that we hope to tell, and the stories that we will never tell. This time around, let's focus on the story that I want to tell and a story about myself. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sumit Vanjani, and I've walked on planet Earth for a number of years, as is quite evident with the salt and pepper on my hair. Of late, the salt is in competition with pepper, and it seems to dominate over pepper. So you can well understand what the scenario is, especially in this part of the world where sweet is preferred over savory. Having said that, I want to say that I've done my education in Bangalore. I've been born and brought up in Kolkata. I stay in this beautiful city with my parents, my wife, and my child. I do have a day job, but I thought instead of focusing on the day job this time around, why not give you a glimpse of what I do outside work? As Jack Ma put it, there are 5 things that you do outside work that will help you achieve what you want to. And let's focus on them one by one. First things first, I love to write. I write stories, I write poems, I write quotes, and I've also written a debut novel, which, by the way, hasn't sold a lot of copies. I have a few copies lying with me. So if anyone's interested after this meeting to come and have a look and read the book, most welcome. Just ping me and I can share it. But you have to make a start. It's the first novel. It hasn't sold much, but that's just the beginning. Just like this icebreaker, you have to make a start somewhere. Writing is like a canvas. Just like a painter puts brushes and strokes of color on a canvas, a writer takes those subtle words in the form of brushes and slowly puts color, not knowing what he or she wants to create. I want to create something, but I don't know what it is. So that's what a writer is all about. You breathe life into a character that you have thought about all this while along. That is the magic of writing. And time that I get is also only outside work, where I try to pursue my writing skills, and generally at night when there's quiet and I can concentrate and get my thoughts together. Another area which I like to focus on weekends, I don the chef's hat. I'm a pure vegetarian, but it does not mean that there is any dearth of food in the vegetarian space. Vegetarian cooking is simple, but as much as it is simple, it is also very, very flavorful. Cooking is similar to writing because you are creative, you're wearing a creative hat, you don't know what you will make, but you want to make something. There have been times when things haven't turned out good, but there have been times when I've tried to redo it and then try to make it to perfection. And to be honest, I don't believe in generally in the dieting style. Indian food is all about the spices, the masalas, the oils. Have a hearty meal, but then also balance it out with exercise. Because if your taste buds are not going to give you an appetite, how are you going to enjoy your food? So I'm not saying that I want to become Michelin star chef one day. That's not my objective, and that's too far fetched. But at the same time, why challenge the notion? Why not challenge the notion that cooking can be done only by women? I mean, men can also do it and do it equally well. In fact, I do most of the cooking in the house, so that's a secret that I've let out in public. So I might get some flack after the meeting for that, but I let it out anyway. Right. So that's that about cooking. The third thing is about reading. For a writer, it's very important to start also writing and also reading what he or she wants to, because it gives you a perspective and a very healthy perspective to understand what different genres are and to be able to understand how those genres relate to each other. And writing, in a sense, is also a skill that helps you in the age of television and constant 24/7 bombardment of notifications on your mobile phones. It helps you stay grounded because you can't replace pen and paper. Although e-ink is used in Kindle nowadays, but ultimately it's not that bad for your eyes. Pen and paper, ladies and gentlemen, will always stay. So no matter how technology, how much it moves ahead, that is the terra firma of us as human beings to be able to relate to something. When was the last time that you got confused with all the gadgets around you and you said, look, let's close everything, let's take a pen, let's take a paper, and let's jot down a few points. And that is where inspiration comes from. In closing, I like to put this way. Ladies and gentlemen, life is in the design, and all great designs of life transform with us like the seasons, seasons of mist and seasons of mellow fruitfulness. But to be interested in the changing seasons is a better state of mind than to be always hopelessly in love with spring. Just like a pilot has taken off in his flight, a P1 is a takeoff, and we have our mentors like the air traffic control guiding us all through to ensure that our plane lands on a finite set of the runway. Because it doesn't matter how high you fly, no matter how big your plane is, ultimately you have a small area of the runway where you will have to land. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to stay grounded. And a takeoff and landing is the summary of life as it is. It all starts, and before it all ends, life happens. Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
What a lovely speech. Can I have a round of applause for Toastmaster Sumit? I'm sure all of us will now try to follow our hearts after listening this speech.